Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there?
Or maybe you found yourself searching for a word that's right on the tip of your tongue, just out of reach.
If that sounds familiar, you're not alone.
It's one of the most common frustrations people share with me after turning 60.
And you know what? It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It just means your brain, like the rest of your body, needs the right kind of fuel to stay sharp. Now, here's the good news. What you eat can have a huge impact on how clearly you think, how well
you remember things, and even how you feel emotionally. Food isn't just about keeping the belly full anymore, it's about feeding your brain. And when we talk about mental clarity, especially after 60, the right foods can make all the difference between fog and focus. In today's video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful foods that nourish the brain.
These are easy to find, simple
to add to your meals, and incredibly effective at supporting memory, focus, and long-term brain health. So, if you're ready to give your mind a little more sparkle and keep your thoughts sharp, you're in the right place. Let's begin with something small but mighty: blueberries.
You might already have a container of them in your fridge or frozen in the freezer.
These little blue gems are packed with antioxidants that specifically target the brain. Think of antioxidants like tiny brain bodyguards. They protect your brain
cells from damage and aging. Studies have shown that older adults who eat blueberries regularly can actually improve their memory and delay cognitive decline. The best part is how easy they are to add to your day.
Throw a handful into your morning
oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just snack on them fresh. And don't worry if they're not in season. Frozen blueberries are just as powerful.
They're sweet, they're satisfying, and they're one of the best natural treats you can give your brain. Now, let's move to something a little heartier: fatty fish like salmon. I know not everyone loves fish, but hear me out. Salmon is
rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and these healthy fats are like premium oil for your brain's engine.
Omega-3s help build and repair brain cells and improve communication between them.
That means better memory, quicker thinking, and a more balanced
mood. Even just 2 servings a week can have a positive effect. And if salmon's not your favorite, other options like sardines, mackerel, or even trout can give you similar benefits.
If cooking fish feels like too much hassle, there are tasty, simple ways to enjoy it: grilled, baked, or even canned in a sandwich. The key is making it a regular part of your routine, so your brain stays well oiled and ready for action. Now let's shift gears and talk about something warm, comforting, and deeply nourishing: turmeric.
Yes, the golden spice that gives curry its bright yellow color. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which has strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties.
Why does that matter? Because inflammation in the brain is one of the silent causes of memory problems as we age. Curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce that inflammation, which in turn helps support memory and mood.
Some studies even suggest it may help improve symptoms of depression in older adults.
And don't worry, you don't have to eat spicy food to enjoy turmeric.
You can stir a little into soups, sprinkle it on roasted vegetables, or try a golden milk latte with turmeric milk and a dash of honey.
It's soothing, earthy, and surprisingly easy to work into your week. And speaking of comfort foods, let's talk about something creamy, green, and brain-loving: avocados. Now, I know avocados used to get a bad rap for being high in fat, but it's the good kind of fat, the kind your brain thrives on.
In fact, the monounsaturated fats in avocados help support healthy blood flow. And when your blood flow is good, your brain gets more oxygen and nutrients.
That means sharper thinking, better focus, and a calmer, clearer mind. Avocados also contain folate and vitamin K, both linked to improved cognitive function and memory.
They're easy to mash on toast, slice into salads, or blend into smoothies.
And they leave you feeling full and satisfied, without the sluggishness that can come from heavy meals.
1/2 of an avocado a few times a week is enough to start feeling the difference. So we've talked about blueberries, salmon, turmeric, and avocado, each one bringing its own brain-boosting benefits. What I love most about these foods is
how natural they are.
They're not pills, they're not powders, they're real, whole ingredients that work in harmony with your body, and you don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight.
Maybe tomorrow morning, you add a few blueberries to your yogurt. Maybe next week, you try grilled salmon instead of chicken.
These tiny steps add up.
And they don't just help your brain, they help your energy, your mood, and your overall
sense of well-being. When you start eating with your brain in mind, something shifts. You begin to feel more alert during the day. Your conversations flow a little easier.
You walk into rooms with more purpose.
It's subtle at first, but it grows.
You are not just feeding your body, you're feeding the part of you that holds
Your memories, your thoughts, your laughter, your stories. And those stories, they deserve to be remembered clearly, because you've lived a life full of them.
and you still have so much more to experience, share, and enjoy. Let's keep going.
And explore a few more foods that can give your brain even more support as you age.
One food that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful for brain health is leafy greens.
Spinach, kale, collard greens, and even simple romaine lettuce, all of them are packed with nutrients that your brain needs. Folate, vitamin E, vitamin K, and beta-carotene work together to slow cognitive decline and support memory function. Now, I know salad doesn't always sound exciting, especially when you've had a long day. You're just not in the mood for
Something cold and crunchy.
But leafy greens don't have to be boring. You can serve spinach with garlic and olive oil for a warm side dish, or blend kale into a smoothie with some fruit so you hardly taste it.
Even tossing a handful of greens into your scrambled eggs in the morning can make a difference. Here's the thing, our brains are constantly working behind the scenes, even when we're resting,
They're processing memories, filtering information,
and helping us navigate through emotions. These greens give your brain the nutrients it needs to do all the work, especially as we age and natural nutrient absorption slows down. It's like giving your brain a daily tune-up, gentle, effective, and deeply nourishing. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Dark chocolate.
Yes, really, chocolate can actually be good for your brain, as long as you choose the right kind. Look for dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa.
This kind is full of flavonoids, caffeine, and antioxidants. Those flavonoids improve blood flow to the brain, support memory, and even help you feel more alert. Think about those times you felt a little foggy, maybe after lunch or mid-afternoon. Instead of reaching for coffee or sugar-laden snacks,
Try a small square of dark chocolate.
just 1 or 2 pieces can give your brain a gentle nudge and lift your mood without the crush. And let's be honest, treating yourself to a bit of chocolate is something that just makes life feel more enjoyable. The key here is moderation and quality. You're not using chocolate to indulge, you're using it to nourish, which means slow down, savor it, and let it be part of a mindful moment in your day. Enjoy it with a cup of tea or after a walk.
It's not just food itself. Care.so now. We've added leafy greens and dark chocolate to our brain-boosting plate. You're beginning to see how these everyday foods, some as simple as a piece
of fruit or a handful of spinach, can have a real and lasting effect on how your brain functions. And it's not just about memory.
It's also about your confidence. When your mind feels clear, when you can recall details and stay focused,
You feel more in control of your day. Now, let's take a moment to talk about something that ties all of this together: the importance of consistency.
you don't need to eat all 6 of these foods every single day.
This isn't about perfection, it's about rhythm. Maybe one day you focus on fish, the next day it's berries and greens. Over the course of a week, your brain gets everything it needs to thrive. If cooking feels like too much right now, start small.
Keep a bowl of blueberries on the counter.
Prep a batch of turmeric soup for the week.
Buy pre-washed greens so they're ready to go.
Make it easy and enjoyable. The goal isn't to follow a strict plan, it's to gently steer your habits in a direction that helps your brain stay vibrant and sharp. And remember, your brain is always changing. Even after 60, it can still grow new connections, adapt, and
Strengthen.
that's called neuroplasticity. And food plays a huge role in supporting that process.
Every time you choose brain-nourishing food, you're giving your mind a better shot at staying alert, focused, and balanced for years to come. The other beautiful part,
These foods don't just help your brain, they help your entire body.
when your brain is well fed, your mood improves.
Your sleep gets better, your energy lasts longer.
You interact more confidently. You remember more birthdays, stories, and jokes.
You feel more like yourself. And isn't that the real goal? Not just to live longer, but to feel alive in every moment, to be present, to engage, to enjoy what you love, and to keep creating new memories worth holding onto. You've got the tools.
They're already in your kitchen or just a grocery trip away, and you don't have to do it all at once.
Even small shifts, adding blueberries to breakfast, swapping a sugary snack for dark chocolate, so some spinach can start a ripple effect in your brain health.
It's the kind of ripple that grows into waves over time. You've made it this far with wisdom, strength, and resilience.
And the beautiful thing is, you're still growing,
Still learning.
still becoming. Taking care of your brain is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself right now. It's never too late to feel clear, focused, and fully alive. Let's keep going and talk about a few more ways to nourish your brain from the inside out. Another powerful food that deserves a spot on your plate is walnuts.
These little brain-shaped nuts aren't just a coincidence. They're packed with nutrients that your actual brain thrives on. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially ALA, which is a plant-based form of the same healthy fat found in fish.
They're also full of antioxidants, vitamin E, and compounds that help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. If you've ever had days where you walk into a room and completely forget why, or you can't remember where you left your reading glasses even though they're on your head, walnuts may help sharpen that memory over time.
You don't need a handful the size of your palm either.
Just a small portion each day, maybe in your oatmeal, on a salad, or as an afternoon snack can go a long way in keeping your mind sharp. And if you don't love the taste of plain walnuts, mix them into something you do enjoy. A trail mix with dried fruit, a spoonful in your yogurt, or even crushed on top of roasted veggies. It's all about making brain-healthy choices easy and enjoyable so they become part of your routine without feeling like a chore. Now, let's talk about something incredibly comforting and familiar: eggs. For years, eggs got a bad reputation
because of cholesterol, but we now know they're actually a wonderful food for brain health, especially the yolks. That bright yellow center is full of choline, a nutrient that helps with memory and mood regulation.
Choline is like fuel for the parts of the brain that manage learning and recall. When you think about the simple pleasure of a warm breakfast, maybe some soft scrambled eggs with a little toast, it's not just satisfying, it's nourishing you in a deeper way. If you're someone who enjoys routine, adding eggs into your weekly breakfast a few times can be one of the easiest and most affordable ways to care for your mind. Plus, eggs contain B vitamins, which help regulate mood and reduce brain fog. So the next time you're standing in the kitchen wondering what to eat, just remember something as humble as an egg could be your secret weapon for mental clarity and emotional balance. There's something empowering about knowing you can support your brain without needing fancy supplements or complicated diets.
You don't have to chase the latest trends or buy expensive powders.
So much of what you need is already in the foods you've known your whole life. It's just about choosing them with intention, now knowing what they're doing for you and why it matters. And here's the beautiful part. It's not just about memory or focus. It's about independence.
When your brain feels alert and your mood is steady, you're more confident doing the things you love.
You're less likely to forget appointments, more likely to stay active, and you feel more connected to the people around you. That kind of mental energy helps you keep participating in life on your own terms. Now let's think about one more often forgotten brain booster: pumpkin seeds. Tiny, yes, but they pack a big punch. Pumpkin seeds are full of magnesium, iron, zinc, and copper for minerals that your brain needs to function well.
Magnesium helps with nerve signaling.
Iron keeps your brain oxygenated.
Zinc plays a role
in memory and emotional balance. And copper supports communication between brain cells. So,
if you've ever felt mentally drained, emotionally up and down, or just plain foggy, you might be low in some of these key minerals.
A small handful of pumpkin seeds may be sprinkled on your cereal or tossed into a stir fry can help restore that balance naturally.
They're portable, shelf-stable, and easy to keep on hand. You might even keep a little jar of them on the kitchen counter or in your bag when you're out and about.
That way, instead of reaching for a sugary snack, you've got something that actually feeds your brain and helps you feel steady and focused. When you start nourishing your brain this way, something shifts.
It's not just about food anymore, it's about self-respect.
It's about treating your mind with the care and love it truly deserves. And that care shows up in your day-to-day life, in the conversations you remember, the names you recall, the confidence you feel walking into a room. You begin to trust your memory again, to enjoy reading the newspaper without rereading the same paragraph, to tell a story without losing your place halfway through. And when that happens, you don't just feel sharper, you feel more like you. So, let's take a moment to reflect on what you've done by simply showing up for yourself today.
You've learned how to nourish your brain using real, accessible foods that you can start eating right now. You've taken a step toward better focus, better memory, and a more balanced emotional life, all through simple, mindful choices. If you're feeling inspired, I encourage you to try just one new brain-friendly
Food this week, not because you have to, but because you want to feel your best. You've earned that.
You've lived a life full of learning, loving, and growing, and your brain still has so much more to offer. You're not declining.
You're evolving, and feeding your brain well is part of that evolution. And finally, let's talk about a food that doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves: dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate. But not just any chocolate. Look for one that's at least 70% cocoa. The darker, the better. Dark
chocolate is rich in flavonoids, which are powerful plant compounds that increase blood flow to the brain, reduce inflammation, and help protect brain cells from damage. It's like a little gift to your brain in every square.
Plus, it has a subtle way of lifting your mood, especially on those days when everything feels a little off. If you've ever felt sluggish or mentally drained in the afternoon, try swapping out a sugary snack for a small piece of dark chocolate. Pair it with a cup of green tea or even a handful of walnuts, and you've got yourself a brain-loving moment of calm. Not only is it satisfying, but it's actively helping you think clearer,
feel more alert, and stay emotionally balanced. And the best part,
enjoying dark chocolate can become a ritual you look forward to, a daily reminder that brain health isn't about restriction or deprivation. It's about pleasure, balance, and making choices that feel good in the moment and support you in the long run. So now, you've seen how 6 simple, everyday foods can gently but powerfully support your brain after 60. From the richness of oily fish to the crunch of walnuts, from the humble egg to the boldness of dark chocolate, you now have options that are not only good for your body, but deeply nourishing for your mind. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight.
This isn't about perfection, it's about progress.
Maybe tomorrow, you'll sprinkle some pumpkin seeds on your salad.
Or you'll swap toast for an egg breakfast one morning.
Maybe you'll finally pick up that bar of dark chocolate at the store, knowing it's actually helping you feel more like yourself again. The beauty of these choices is that they add up. They're small, but they're powerful,
and over time, they begin to rebuild that sense of clarity, steadiness, and joy in your thinking. You might notice your memory improving not in a dramatic, movie-like way, but in those quiet, daily victories.
Remembering a friend's birthday,
finishing a story without losing your train of thought, feeling calm and centered even when life gets busy, and even more than that, you begin to trust your brain again. That trust is what keeps you independent, active, and connected. It's what helps you keep participating in life fully, not just watching from the sidelines. Because that's the goal, isn't it? Not just to live longer, but to live well. If you've made it this far, I want to say thank you for being here, for choosing to care about your health, and for taking these steps, no matter how small, toward a clearer, brighter future.
Your brain is still growing, still learning, still capable of amazing things. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these brain-boosting foods before?
Do you have your own favorites that help you stay sharp?
Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. And your experience might just help someone else on their journey too. If this video helps you, give it a thumbs up so more people can find it.
And if you'd like more practical, uplifting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
We're building a community of people over 60 who are living boldly, taking care of themselves, and proving that age is just a number. So here's to you, to your wisdom, your resilience, and your right to feel mentally clear and vibrant at any stage of life. You've still got so much to experience, so much to give, and so many beautiful moments ahead. Here's to living your best life with a full heart, a clear mind, and a plate full of brain-loving foods. You deserve it.